All right, so here's the course of action. If you want to sit down, sit down. If you want to stay standing, stand up. Here are the courses of action for today. These are the courses of action for today. Number one, let go of your inhibitions. For the next 60 minutes, let go of your inhibitions. That's number one. If you've read my book, Relentless, and you've read my book, Winnings, remember, I don't list 1, 2, 3, and 4. So guess what? The next one is also number one. Push your boundaries. Push your boundaries. In this next hour, push your boundaries. Let go of your inhibitions. Push your boundaries. Number one again, explore your limitations. We all know where our limitations are, but we don't want to explore them. How do you find how to get through your limitations if you don't explore them? Number one again, find what stimulates you. Everybody in here has got something different that stimulates them. Don't be ashamed of it. It's yours. It's a gift. It's a gift. Number one again, make a decision today in this room that you've been putting off. That you've been putting off. Make a decision. Commit to that decision. Another number one. Commit to that decision. Remember, not making a decision is a decision. Making a decision is the easy part. Committing to it is a little bit more difficult. You make decisions every single day that you don't commit to. Make a decision, you're going to commit to it. Number one, you're going to act on that commitment. You're going to act on that commitment. And the last number one, know exactly who you are. Know exactly who you are. Too many times we forget who we are, who we really, really are. Because we're afraid to show our true self. We're afraid to show our true self. When I grew up, they used to say, you can be anything you want to be in this world. You can be anything you want to be in this world. You know what they say now? You can be anything you want to be in this world except yourself. Except yourself. When was the last time you introduced yourself to the most important person? Yourself. I want to get this out of the way really quick. People are going to ask, what's the one thing I need to be successful. And you know what I tell everybody? This is what I tell everybody. You have to become a ghost. What the hell do you mean you got to become a ghost? This is what I tell all my clients. They all say, I want to get this level of success. I want to get this level of success. What do I got to do? I said, you got to become a ghost. What do you mean I got to become a ghost? You got to freaking disappear. Everybody wants to appear, but you got to disappear first before the true you can actually appear. And when I talk about disappearing, I'm talking about disappearing from social events. I'm talking about disappearing from going out. I'm talking about disappearing sometimes from your family. See, we all want to appear, but before you can appear, you must disappear. When I see people show up at the different social events, and we do tons of speaking engagements, I see these people showing up all the time, and they look exactly the same, physically and mentally. Because why? You never disappeared. All you do is show up, show up, show up, show up. When you take your vitamins in the morning, when you take your supplements, when you get your IVs, the one thing you must do is everybody add this ingredient into your repertoire. It's a dose of vitamin N. What the hell is vitamin N? Vitamin N. Vitamin N is the vitamin that's so important. It's vitamin no. Are you willing to disappear? Are you willing to disappear? Are you willing to become obsessed? Let me ask everybody a question. Listen, I don't know how much weight this stage can hold. So whoever set this thing up, please, if there's a weight limit, I don't want to be on social media for the wrong thing. But I love having people up. All right? Let me ask people a question here. If you're interested in taking your business and yourself to the next level, raise your hand. Raise your hand. She's raised 2 hands. We've got people raising 2 hands. That's awesome. All right? Now, I'm going to ask you a question again. If you're obsessed with taking yourself and your business to the next level, raise your hands. All right, so there's some noise behind your obsession. Let me ask you a question. What did I tell you? I said, make a decision. Make a decision. I've been ordered to send everybody back to the seats. All right? We'll get another chance to do this. They're smart enough to come up there and say, hey, I know, listen, let me tell you, that shows courage, that shows initiative. All right, so give them a round of applause. So let's get back to it. So we had so many people that said they want to be, they're obsessed. Well, which is it? Are you interested or obsessed? Let me tell you something. Interested is a hobby, folks. It is a hobby. You think Thomas Andrew Ferry, you didn't know his middle name was Andrew, did you? Was just interested in throwing this event? No, he was obsessed. You think my Michael Jordan was just interested in basketball? You think Kobe Bryant was just interested in winning championships? You think Jeff Bezos was just interested in shipping packages? You think Elon Musk is just interested in whatever the hell he's interested at this time of the day? Those people were obsessed. They were obsessed. And people think obsession is a bad word. It is not a bad word. It is not a bad word. There's a big difference between a healthy obsession and an unhealthy obsession. A healthy obsession, you win and your team wins. Everybody wins. An unhealthy obsession, you win, everybody else loses, but eventually you end up the biggest loser. And what happens when you become obsessed? What happens when you become obsessed? Think about the time you were obsessed about something. All right? When you were obsessed, you were more focused. What happens when you're more focused? You have more time. What happens when you have more time? The more relaxed you are. What happens when you're relaxed? The more fun you have. That's why I say obsessed people have the most fun. They really do. They really do. And you know what obsessed people do? What obsessed people do? They give interested people something to talk about. You don't believe me? You look at the most obsessed realtors in this room, and the interested ones are talking about them. You're talking about them. Interested people watch obsessed people win. Interested people watch obsessed people change the world. Obsessed people give interested people something to talk about. You have to become obsessed. But you know what? Obsession is going to take up all my time. No, it's not. No, it's not. See, you can play in a game. You can play in the real estate game if you're interested. Okay? Remember this. The game is the game until it isn't. And majority of these people in this room aren't ready to handle isn't. But when you're obsessed, you're ready for isn't. You are ready for isn't. People ask, man, how do your athletes, how do they become so good? A coach is only as good, is only as great as his client allows him to be. You know what all the greats do? And you can implement this in what you do. They practice before practice. They practice before practice. They practice after practice. They don't show up. They show up with a purpose. When we talked about it earlier, they know what their decisions are. They know what their commitments are. They know what their actions are. And they know exactly who they are. Your level of obsession has to become so high. Well, how can I be obsessed and still enjoy all the other things? You can be obsessed with multiple things, just not at the same moment. When you're at work, you're obsessed with work. When you're with your family, you're obsessed with your family. When you're with your significant other, you're obsessed with your significant other. Does that mean you turn your switch all the way off on the other things? No, you just dial it down. I hate when people say, man, the switch. If I told them to turn the lights off in this whole place, you know how much energy it would take to bring it back up? And I would have to ask somebody else to do that. I have to ask the people in here, turn off the lights. If I have my dimmer switch, I'm in charge of my level of obsession in the things I'm doing and during that moment. I control that dial, not somebody else. Not anybody else. And this one's going to hurt a little, folks. Everybody in this room already knows why they are in the position they are. You already know. If your business is thriving, you already know. If it's not, you already know. See, you want to have conversations with everybody else about why things aren't going the way they're supposed to be going. But you won't have that conversation with yourself. You won't have that conversation with yourself. See, we're so busy listening to the shouts of everything else out there. We're so busy listening to the shouts of social media, the news, all these different things, other people's opinions, other people's voices, all this other stuff, that we can't hear the most important voice because it always speaks to us in a whisper. That's our voice. That's our voice. See, you'll be in a relationship. You get in a relationship with your business partner, with your significant other, with your kids, all this other stuff. You always tell them, man, be honest with me. Be honest with me. Be honest with me. Until it's time to be honest. When was the last time you were honest with yourself? When was the last time you were honest with yourself? See, the conversation you had with yourself a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, is no longer valid now. If it is valid now, that means you're in the same position you were back then. You've evolved, you've grown. Acknowledge why you are in the position you're in. And like I said, make a decision to change that. Commit to changing it. What are the actions that are going to be put behind it? I got a question for you, young lady. What are your hopes and dreams? No, we had a long conversation yesterday, so I already know yours. All right? Right there. Okay. Health, happiness, what was the last one? Health and family. Okay, that's our hopes and dreams. All right? Second part of that question. What are your decisions and actions that make those hopes and dreams come true? Okay? Now, here's the thing. That's too general. That's too general. See, we love to put these general statements out there. See, everybody wants to be more disciplined. Everybody wants to be more disciplined. Everybody wants to have all these actions. Well, they put these broad things, answers into place. You got to pay attention to the small details. See what happens. Anybody ever seen an hourglass? You ever seen an hourglass? You know what an hourglass is? Or am I the only one in here old enough to know what the hell an hourglass is? You know what an hourglass is? You have the top and you have the bottom. And here's the thing. Everybody focuses in on the top or the bottom. Everybody focuses in on the top or the bottom. And where is the moment? Right in the freaking middle. Which is so small. That's obsession, folks. When you can pay attention to that little detail. Instead of answering the question broadly, know exactly what the detail is. What do you have to work on? What do you have to get better on? See, it's easy to climb the mountain. It's easy to climb the mountain. There are people that are encouraging you. There are people that are uplifting you. It's when you got to come down that mountain. See, the same people that encourage you on the way up, they're not there to catch you on the way down. They're not there to catch you on the way down. See, people may think it's more difficult to walk up the stairs. Yeah, it requires a different type of muscle activity. It requires a different type of reach. But when you're going down those stairs and gravity is pushing you down and everybody else is pulling you in that direction, how quickly you'll fall. Can you climb that mountain again? Can you climb that mountain again? And this time when you climb it, you're not the same person. You have to be something, there has to be something different about you. There has to be something different. You have to have more meaning in order to climb that mountain again. Think about your clothes. All right? Your clothes are just clothes until you put them on. Now they have meaning. Now they have meaning. Your shoes are just shoes until you put them on and you start taking a step. Now they have meaning. So when you take a step, what meaning does that step have? What meaning does that step have? You know, I love when people say this. Oh, it's about the journey and not the destination. It's about the journey and not the destination. Has anybody in here ever used Google Maps, Waze, or any of those map services? Anything like that? All right. Put in one destination and what does it tell you? It tells you absolutely nothing. Every journey must have a destination. Otherwise, you're just aimlessly going through life. Every journey must have a destination. And what happens when you look at one of those things and you take a wrong turn? You take a wrong turn. Man, how many times you get upset at yourself in life? If you mess up, you take a wrong turn, the business doesn't go right, something doesn't go right personally, what happens? You start to complain, you start to bitch, you start to do all the things. What's the thing that shows up on that app? What does it tell you? Recalculate. It doesn't curse you out. It doesn't tell you you're an F up. It just says recalculate. Calm the F down and get back on the road. We make things way more complex than they need to be. They really do. I'll give you a perfect example. What's the biggest difference between a lazy person and a successful person? Grab a little water here. Anybody? Okay? Lazy people don't know when to start. Successful people don't know how to stop. That's it. That's it. See? We're overanalyzing this whole thing. People are out there in ChatGPT and asking this question. I just told you. I just told you. Lazy people don't know how to start. Successful people don't know how to stop. And that's the same thing about the journey. That, people all, there's a thing about this, every journey must have a destination. And what happens is once you reach that destination, what do what successful people do? That winning line keeps moving. It just keeps moving. It just keeps moving. It just keeps moving. It just keeps moving. Obsessed people, people that are so intense, they need something to do. They have to be occupied. They have to. You tell a successful individual, you tell an intense individual to unwind, it's like, what the hell did you just tell me? We are the most uncomfortable when you tell us to unwind. We like to be wound up. How many times have you tried to explain your mentality to somebody else? How much energy have you taken? How much focus have you taken trying to explain something to an individual that's never going to get it? That's just never going to get it. Why? And you get pissed off about it. In order to win, you have to become the villain in somebody else's story. Plain and simple. You have to become the villain in somebody else's story. Because once you start doing what's best for you, you're going to piss a lot of people off. You're going to piss a lot of people off. Because the exposure is not about you, it's about them. It's about them. Everybody in here, at some point, has been to hell and back. Everybody. And 99% of the room will leave hell with scars. And they'll forget the most important thing to bring with them. Don't bring your scars. Bring the effing fire. Bring the fire. And you can tell the individuals that bring their scars because they want to tell you their story. They want to tell you their story. They want the sympathy. Everybody in this room is going through something that no one knows anything about. When you go to hell, bring the fire. There is nothing stronger in the world than an individual that can heal their own wounds. That is the most strongest individual in the world. You got to heal your own wounds. Too many times we're looking for help for individuals that aren't qualified to give us help. How many times have you sat with somebody and they've given you a hug and you're going through something and they say, it's going to be okay. I said, man, give me my hug back. That's the best you got? It's going to be okay. Nobody in this room is here to settle for okay. your obligation to yourself has to be greater than anybody else's obligation to you. Your obligation to yourself has to be greater than anybody else's obligation to you. See, everybody in here, you're born relentless. You're born relentless, but you're taught to relent. You're taught to relent. You don't believe me? Who has kids in here? Huh? At what age does a baby start to walk? Anybody? 1. Okay. I know there's somebody out there that says, my baby started walking at 3 months. There's always somebody out there that's got that little story. Okay? So let's say a baby starts to walk at age 1. So most individuals here, if you're blessed enough to be able to see your child walk, or have a video of it, or whatever it is, baby goes from point A, and I know the story's going to say, oh, the baby's so resilient, it goes in, it falls down, it gets up. No, I don't say the same BS that everybody else says. You should know that about me by now. Because if I did, you wouldn't be sitting in this room. Baby goes from point A to point B. It stumbles, it does all this other stuff, it gets over here, and it gets to here. Who's the first person to acknowledge a baby's success? No, it's the baby. The baby claps for itself. That's what it does. The baby goes, yeah. And everybody thinks that the first words a baby says is mom or dad. No, you know what the baby says when it comes over here? I'm bad. That's the first word babies ever heard. Okay? And what does it do? It starts to run towards you, and it sees it and says, I'm going back over here. Goodbye. At what age does a baby start to talk? Let's just keep it simple. Let's just say 2. So baby starts to walk at age 1, starts to talk at age 2. The next 16 years, you as parents, what do? Sit down, shut up. How do you feel as an adult when somebody tells you to sit down and shut up? Born relentless, taught to relent. I travel quite a bit, and I see children flying all over the place. I see them jumping on luggages. I see them doing all these things. I see them dancing all over the place, and the parent will grab them. Don't do that. You should be more concerned if your baby isn't doing that. When was the last time you had a childlike moment? Every single day, part of your routine should be having a child, not a childish moment, a childlike moment. See, I can't put greatness inside you. You know why? It's already there. I can't put winning inside you. You know why? Because it's already there. I can't put confidence inside you. Why? Because it's already there. And if you lack confidence, you gave somebody permission to take your confidence. Nobody can take anything that's inside of you unless you give them permission to. The only time somebody can get in your head is if you're not there. It's the only time somebody can get in your head is if you're not there. And how many times do you not occupy this space? If you lost your confidence, you know exactly the moment, the individual, the time, the circumstances that it happened. Go get it back, it's yours. Go get it back, it's yours. But you have to take that journey back to that time that we started this talk with in order to get that confidence back. leadership conference, you gave somebody permission to take it. You gave them permission. Go get it back. It's yours. It is yours. You know, I sat with Thomas in a podcast for this event. And he talked about the pressure of being in this business. Let me ask you a question. When you chose to be in this business, you didn't realize this was a pressure industry? Like, seriously. You're like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna choose real estate because it's chill. I get to work from home. I don't have to talk to people. I don't have to wear any pants. I can do everything over Zoom. Let me tell you something about pressure. Pressure is a privilege, folks. It's a freaking privilege. Right? If you're put into a pressure situation, that means somebody believes in you. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Huh? See, everybody wants to sit in that first seat until it's time to sit in that first seat. Right? Everybody wants to take that last shot in basketball, so you have to take that last shot. Everybody wants to be that quarterback in the Super Bowl with the game on the line until you have to be that person. Let me tell you a little story about Kobe Bryant. All right? In Kobe's first NBA regular season game. First regular season game. You know what his first official stat was? A turnover. That means he took the ball and said, gave it to the other team. Here you go. Second official stat, a foul. His first NBA shot was an air ball. Didn't hit anything. You know how hard it is not to hit anything? He ended the game with 0 points. 0 points. I think his career ended, basketball career ended pretty well. How many people would have given up already? They would start blaming everyone else. See, everybody wants to be different, but let me tell you something about different. Different scares me. It scares people, but it attracts the right ones. No? How many times have been you walk by and somebody goes, man, that person's different. That way, stay away from them, stay away from him. And everybody that succeeded in something has been a little bit off. That's what I know everybody in this room has. You chose the real estate business. You know what that means? You're effing crazy. Right? You're off. And when somebody calls you crazy, they call you off, you know what you tell them? Thank you. You tell them, thank you. You know what crazy is? It's the ability to see and do things that nobody else can. That's all it is. That's all it is. But what happens is, as you become more successful, as you become things become more challenging, your level of craziness starts to dwindle. It starts to dwindle. How many times have you told somebody, how many times have somebody told you this? Be careful. I'm tired of being careful. I'm tired of being careful. In business, you all have to be tired of being careful at some point. Because you know what careful gets you? Death by safety. Death by safety. Everybody you know that's going out there is put careful to the side. Now, I didn't say reckless. I'm not telling you to be reckless. But you have to know your level of careful. We overprotect ourselves too often. Let me get back to pressure over here. Pressure defines who we are and who we're not. But it also tells us who we're going to become. Don't run from pressure. Run towards it. Run towards it. But here's the thing about pressure. All right? Whatever is inside of you during that pressure moment, that's what's going to come out of you. Because when you pressure, what is pressure? Pressure means you're getting squeezed. You're literally getting squeezed. You're getting squeezed from every single direction. All right? So if you have doubt and you're in a pressure situation and that you get squeezed, what's going to come out? Doubt. If you get squeezed and you have envy inside of you in a pressure situation, that's what's going to come out. You know how many people, man, I can't believe they got that situation. I can't believe they got that listing. I could have done it better than that. Well, you didn't do it though. You didn't do it. If you have confidence and you get squeezed during a pressure situation, that's what's going to come out. So whatever's inside of you and you're in that pressure situation, that is what's going to come out. Now, we're not here to judge anybody. Who's ever put a wager on anything? I'm talking about fantasy basketball, fantasy football, been to Vegas, wherever it is. I don't care whatever it is. We're not here to judge. Raise your hand. Okay, almost everybody's got their, everybody's almost got their hand up. All right? So let's look at it this way. You're at Vegas. All right? I'll be there next week. So you're at the roulette table. All right? Bad game to play, folks. Just let you know. It's a bad game to play. Dealer comes in, spins it, the ball is spinning, you're sitting there, and you're over there, you're so anxious and excited and so forth. Man, you got all this adrenaline flowing, you got all this, but you're focusing on that ball going around, going around, going around. And these are the same people that can't find their toothbrush in the morning. They see that focus, they're going around, it's over, it's going, it's going, it's going. It's going. They're so excited. They're screaming. They're yelling, and so forth. All right. So what that individual is doing, that individual is taking their hard-earned money. They're taking their hard-earned money, and they're taking their time. They're taking their energy. They're doing all this other stuff and putting it on an outcome they have no control over. But you won't gamble on yourself. You won't show the same kind of conviction. You won't show the same kind of dedication. You won't show the same kind of energy. When was the last time you gambled on yourself? When was the last time you said, bet on me? Bet on me. See, in order to bet on yourself, in in order to bet on yourself. And this is going to sound totally insane, but it is 100% true. You know what my clients hire me to do? They hire me to break them. They hire me to break them. And that's the first thing I tell them. I said, I am going to break you. I am going to break you. Everybody ever seen a glow light? What do you do with a glow light for in order to shine? You gotta freaking break it. You gotta break it. I will not hire an individual. I will not take on a client unless they have been broken. Being broken is a gift. Let me tell you why being broken is a gift. Right? When you're broken, you see, all right, let's use this for an example. All right? Take a plate, glass, whatever it is, it falls on the floor. And you pick it up, and you're trying to put the pieces back together again. Crazy glue, duct tape, Gorilla Glue, whatever the hell it is. It's never going to look the same. It's never going to look the same. See, what happens is when we're broken, we try to look exactly the same. Now, this is why broken is a gift. When all the pieces are on the floor, you get to choose the pieces you want to pick up to become the person that you want to be. You can leave envy behind. You can leave jealousy behind. You can leave resentment behind. You can leave disappointment behind. You can pick up the pieces that are essential to you and leave the unessential pieces down there. And what happens is when you piece yourself back together again, you get to fill in the rest of the holes, not somebody else. To complete what people always call the better version of myself. But in order to be the better version of yourself, you have to be broken. You don't think Michael Jordan was broken? Ask Thomas how many times he's been broken. How many times I've been broken. If you've never been broken, you've never pushed yourself to that place. You've never pushed yourself to that place. You don't know what the definition of all in is. You have no idea what the definition of all in is. When you got in this business, what did you tell yourself? Man, I'm going to be the best realtor. I'm going to work these hours. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to do all these things. Let me ask you, if you had that same conversation with yourself now, is that conversation a lie or a truth? Can you keep the consistency when the novelty wears off? Can you keep the consistency when the novelty wears off? See, most people can't. Most people can't. How many times when you take care of something, man, it looks so nice, it looks so nice, it looks so nice, and then after a little while, you can let it go, let it go, let it go a little bit. See, we hate when people lie to us. You know, you lie to yourself more than anybody else. You tell yourself lies more than anybody else will ever lie to you. See, you have conversations with your kids. You go with your kids, man, I need you to give it your all. I need you to do your best. You're not working hard enough. You're not this, you're not this, you're not that. All right, and the kids look at you and say, Mommy and Dad, you're not either. You're telling us all this stuff. It's just lip service. You're telling us to get up in the morning, put all the effort in, do all this stuff and so forth. But we don't see anything from you. So if your child had the same conversation with you, are you giving your best effort? Are you waking up with a purpose? See, we love the, okay. Don't know much about real estate as the individuals in this room. But I do know one thing, that the price of real estate has gone up significantly. The interest rates are up. All right? That I know. So what's the one thing that hasn't gone up in price in the last 50 years? What's the one thing? What would that? Commission. All right? Smart answer. Not what I'm looking for. A great answer, but not what I'm looking for. Talk. Talk is cheap. It's always been cheap. You can talk a great game. You know, we want, if you're into sports, and it's funny how the analysts on Monday can pick apart everything that a football team did wrong on Sunday. Here's where I'm going with this. The best athletes, the best business people, the best doctors, the gap between thinking and doing is like this. It's like this. You know why those analysts are so damn good? Because they had all night to analyze everybody else's game plan. They got all the interns, they got all these people looking. But then when you're an NFL quarterback, you're sitting there and you get the ball and you get your back into position, you have under 2 seconds to make a decision. Under 2 seconds. Now imagine that with 3,000 pounds of flesh running at you. Life is going to run at you. It is going to run at you. And when life runs at you, the time between thinking and reacting ends up getting marginally bigger. It's the individuals that can keep it small. And the reason I brought up a doctor, think about this. And you think you're under a pressure situation, and you get pissed off because you didn't get a buyer for your open house. Think about this as a doctor. All right, I'm talking about one of the top surgeons out there, an individual that's really working. He just performed an operation on an individual. Let's say somebody 18 years old. Patient dies. Patient dies. The time between thinking and reacting to get to the next patient. His day isn't done, or her day isn't done. And you have something that you think messes up your whole day. And now because you didn't get that sale, or the contract fell out, now your whole day is messed up. Put that into perspective. that individual has to go into the next operation having to forget everything that just happened. See, too many times we choose the outfits we decide to wear. But too many times we leave our homes with somebody else's thoughts, with somebody else's behaviors, with somebody else's actions. You have to choose your thoughts. You have to choose your behaviors. You have to choose your actions. Not somebody else's. See, we give too much control to other individuals. We give too much control to other individuals. You're in real estate. You deal with a lot of keys. You deal with a lot of those digital locks. And people always ask me, what are the keys to success? There's no key to success. It's a combination lock. It's a rusty old combination lock. Where you've turned the dial so damn many times that you can't even see the numbers anymore. But here's the crazy part. Most individuals in here, you already know the two numbers. You just keep playing with the third one. And then what happens when you get the third one? You get the third one, and you start celebrating. Man, you're so happy, you're doing all that. You know what winning's doing while you're celebrating? It's locking it up and changing the combination again. Because your next win is not going to come the same way. But here's my point, all right? Who has a key to your heart and shouldn't? Who has a key to your thoughts and shouldn't? Who has a key to your actions and shouldn't? That's why I say there is no key to success. Take those keys back and turn those keys into a combination lock and make the individuals in your life, make the individuals in your business, make the individuals that matter, make them earn those combinations. Make them earn those digits over and over and over again. You have to earn winning over and over and over again. I'll tell you a funny story. We were sitting at championship number 5 for the Los Angeles Lakers. There were 2 of us working for him at the time. And Kobe left us tickets. You know where our tickets were? We were in the 300 level. We were freaking in the 300 level. People said next to me, where'd you get the tickets from? Kobe, but yeah, right. You know, of course. Right. The 2 of us didn't move from those seats. My friend always tells us, Joe, we were so close we could change the light bulb on the Hubble telescope. That's how freaking close we were. We still had to do our jobs. We still had to be able to analyze what was going on. If we were bitching and complaining about the seats, we would not been able to do what we needed to do. How many times are you bitching about your circumstances? Most individuals do their jobs. The best of the best define them. They define them. And let me talk about killer instinct for a quick second here. If you're looking to be liked, killer instinct and being liked does not go together. It does not go together. Killer instinct and respect go together. We have too many individuals in here, in this room, that are too nice. When you're nice, you get taken advantage of. When you're nice, you get taken advantage of. Be kind. Don't be nice. There's a huge difference between the two. There's a huge difference between the two. You cannot have killer instinct and be that individual and expect people to like you. They'll respect the hell out of you. If you're looking to be liked, when I started working for Kobe called MJ and said, "Hey man, listen, I'm about to retire. My knees are killing me." He was like 27 years old. It's like, "Man, my knees." He goes, "Man, I'm not," he goes, "Man, why don't you try my guy Grover?" He goes, "Well, tell me about Grover." He goes, "Man, he really, really knows his stuff, but he is the biggest a-hole you'll ever meet." It was the best compliment I ever got from him. And you know why? He didn't call me a-hole, he called me the a-hole. And when I started working with Kobe, you know what I told him? I said, "What are you willing to delete to become successful?" Because we're all looking to add, we're all looking to add, we're all looking to add. I said, "What are you willing to delete?" There's not an individual in here that doesn't have a thought, habit, or an individual you need to delete out of your life. Hopefully that individual is not sitting next to you. Can I have everybody stand up, please? Now, if you've heard me speak before, I've used this before many times. This is my closing. We started with a superpower. Now we're going to end it with another superpower. All right? Put your hands on your heart. Do we have any HR people in here? If you do not have HR people in here, you can put your hand on somebody else's heart. Another one of your superpowers is that heartbeat. Well, let me tell you something. That next heartbeat is not promised to a single individual in this room. Not a single one. So whatever your it is, go get it now. Go get it now. Because it has an expiration date. It has an expiration date. People always tell you, you have time, you have time. Look at your kids. You look at them and you be like, what happened? What happened? With each heartbeat, you have one less heartbeat to love. You have one less heartbeat to love someone. You have one less heartbeat to make a difference. You have one less heartbeat to be different. You have one less heartbeat to be successful. You have one less heartbeat to share that success with someone. Stop spending those heartbeats with individuals that don't deserve them. It's the most valuable commodity you own. There's no real estate on this earth that's worth as much as those heartbeats. I trained Kobe Bryant for 9 years. Every day I saw him, I told him, we don't have time. We don't have time. To this day, it still effing hurts. Make people earn those heartbeats. It's the most valuable commodity you own. The most valuable commodity you own. I know my time is over, but I'm going to keep going because it took a little time for people to get off the stage. You okay if I take another 5 minutes? All right. I'm not here to make you feel better. That's your job. I'm here to make you do better. And I can say things that other individuals won't say. So remember this. All right, how valuable those heartbeats are. But remember this is just as important. You pay your bills every month. Hopefully you pay your bills every month. But you know what the bill that comes in every single day is? The bill of regret. Think about how much compound interest you have on that bill of regret. How often that just keeps pounding on, pounding, and adding up and adding up and adding up and adding up. And if you're fortunate enough, when it's your last day on earth, whatever services you believe in. So let's say you're at your funeral and people are going to say all these wonderful things about you. Hopefully they say wonderful things about you. All right? And people are going to say, man, awesome person, they helped so many, all this other stuff. But you know who else shows up at your funeral? All your unfulfilled dreams, all your regrets, all your lack of action, all the things you didn't do. And you know what? They're looking at you. They're looking at you. And they're saying, out of 8 billion people in this earth, we chose you to bring us to life. And you didn't. And you didn't. And now we must die with you. That's your final payment on your bill for regret. I know the other speeches. I watched all the other speeches. I wasn't here, but I followed everything on social media. And I know everybody gave a little bit more of an upbeat talk. Everybody was jumping around for 45 seconds. There was some meditation involved. That ain't me. I'm going to give you the truth because there's nothing more encouraging than the truth. If you want me to, the way I talk to my clients is the way I talk to you. The way they talk to me because I care. I care. I'm not a sprinkles and cupcake person. You want the harsh truth? I just gave it to you. And nobody, very few people will. Very few people will. I've been on stage for almost 80 minutes. And everybody in here, you gave me something so valuable. You gave me your heartbeats. You gave me your heartbeats. The most valuable commodity you own. The only thing I ask now is whatever I said today, divided into 3 different sections. Take the parts for your mind, put it in your mind. Take the parts for your heart, put in your heart. Take the parts for your soul, put in your soul. But please, when I asked you for your course of action earlier, I'm telling you, don't wait. Don't wait. Thank you, everyone.